Three local residents who leapt into action to save a deputy sheriff last week were honored for their heroics. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, three local heroes were honored yesterday for saving a deputy's life during a ceremony hosted by the Nebraska State Patrol and Scottsbluff County Sheriff's Office. Robert Regester, a former law enforcement officer, and Gering High School students Keelan Hawley and Keegan Shiflett received awards from both agencies for their role in pulling Deputy Josh Ruziska from his burning patrol unit after it crashed along Highway 71 on April 18th. Before Ruziska presented the trio with life-saving awards from his agency, Sheriff Mark Overman said they were so fortunate to be standing for a happy moment at the NSP Troop E headquarters instead of somewhere else for a tragic moment.
I don't know exactly what led them there. I've spoken to Mr. Regester, and he said it was just a stroke of luck that he was driving down the road and he happened to be talking to Keegan at the time, and he looked off to the side and he saw a vehicle. And he said, that's not right. And so they turned around and went back. By the time they got there, the vehicle was on fire, and they had to break out a window, and they had the means and the ability to do that.
Superintendent Colonel John Bolduc also presented the trio with Lifesaver Awards from the patrol as they were flanked by Ruziska and his wife. Gering Public Schools has also recognized Keelan and Keegan for their roles in the rescue effort. Well, Keno grants were approved for three Gering organizations by the City Council this week. Among those awards was $25,000 for the Community Evergreen House. Keno Committee Chair Daryl Bentley told the council the funding would take care of construction costs for a new 16 by 20 foot storage building for the organization's community gardening efforts.
The proposal did not have footings, and so I checked with the city engineer, and that size building and the way it's laid out does not have to have footings. And the bid that they had requested for has a cement slab basement or foundation, and then the building, and it is a DNC. DNC was the winning proposal.
Also approved was a $5,000 request for funding towards the Allred Brothers annual 4th of July fireworks show, as well as $5,000 for the Gering Merchant Association. That funding will be used for the Merchants' inaugural Summer Bash to be held at the Gering Civic Plaza on June 11th. We'll have more news right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether it is building, buying, or renovating, we have the home loan or home equity line of credit to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back. There's a mighty plume of smoke emitting from Scottsbluff National Monument this week, but it was all part of a multi-agency prescribed burn. Crews were out Monday afternoon setting fire to 45 acres encompassing monument land located on the north side of Old Oregon Trail Road. Fire Management Officer Eric Allen explained the goal of the burn.
And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get rid of as much of the fuel in here as we can in order so that if we do have a fire, we'll help protect some of these historic structures that are in here. And also adjacent to that, we're going to take care of this prescribed burn. It should get rid of a lot of the exotic species, especially the stuff that comes up earlier in the spring, and it will favor some of the native species, which usually sprout a little bit later than this. And so we'll be transitioning from some of this undesirable vegetation to some more desirable vegetation.
He says a lot of factors went into choosing Monday as the day for the burn.
Well, primarily, first we're looking at a specific time of the year with the fuels. We have to wait until we get a certain amount of green up so that if we burn this, it will impact some of the grass that we don't want, like the Kentucky bluegrass or maybe some of the annual bromes. And by doing that, we're waiting for a little bit of green to happen so we can, when we burn that, it will have some impact on that. And then we're also looking for kind of what you consider a Goldilocks day. It has to be a day where it has to be a certain temperature, it has to be warm enough. The stuff has to be dry enough that it will burn. And then primarily we're also, yes, looking for a lack of wind. We can't burn with more than a 12-mile-an-hour eye level wind.
The prescribed burns are a proactive approach in the event of an actual wildfire in an uncontrolled setting.
So ideally the thought process is that we should be on a 3 to 5 year burn return interval, but this naturally would have burned about every 5 years or so. And so if we could, we'd come back and we'd burn this area again 5 years from now. Now keeping in mind that we have multiple areas within the monument that we're trying to get burned at the same time, and so we're kind of on a rotation process. And so now that we burn this, it'll probably be a little while before we burn it again, and we'll have to take care of some of these other units that are scattered throughout.
Allen adds that many agencies were part of this week's burn.
We have a lot of different cooperators here. We have the Gearing Fire Department that's come out to assist the National Park Service, who's the people that are taking this on. The Forest Service is here from the Nebraska National Forest. The Fish and Wildlife Service is here from Crescent Lake. And also we have some resources from outside of the state. We have some folks from Indiana and also some folks from Missouri.
We'll have more news right after this.
There are times in life when you just have to say, this is a no-brainer, and we are doing it. And right now is one of those times. Renewal by Andersen makes the best windows you can get. They have more 5-star customer reviews than anyone in the industry. And right now you can get Renewal by Andersen windows with no money down, no interest, no payments for a full year with approved credit. A full year. Book your free estimate right now at rbawyoming.com. Renewal by Andersen, this is one of those times in life. It's a no-brainer. We're doing it.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the Viero family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at Viero.com or your nearest Viero store. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, an active evening and especially nighttime hours here across the area. As we look at some showers across the region, I think this time frame here after 10 and before 6, and then also maybe in this general area where we're going to have our best chance of seeing some showers and rumbles of thunder. Weather Headlines has some storms out there tonight, possibly severe. Then windy conditions Friday and Saturday, and it looks like better rain chances come to the region here late Sunday, finally. 76 yesterday for a high, and nothing in the rain gauge. We've fallen well below normal for the month and year. As if on cue, we have high wind watches that have been posted for the region. These are going into effect for the day on Saturday, as you can see, those high wind watches, and they don't just stop here local area. We're going to have a band of some very strong winds across Nebraska, windy, but also some fire concerns off to the south of us. And fire concerns are really scattered all across the area. But as you see, those high wind watches cover most of western and central Nebraska for tomorrow, late tomorrow. Not going to start off till the evening. 70s and 80s across most of the region here tonight. We've got a few 60s in the northern portions of the region. Mid-70s in Sydney and Ogallala. Winds are lighter than last night, 5 to 15. Gusts occasionally up to 20. But we do have a risk of some severe storms tonight, as promised here in the middle of the country. In our area, the best chance of severe weather right in western portions of Nebraska and a very small portion there of northeastern Colorado. Remember, this is not an exact area, but close to that area is where we expect the best threat of severe weather. Is from Scotts Bluff and Alliance down through Bridgeport and Oshkosh towards North Platte. Primary severe weather threat in this area is going to be large hail. So hail threat is highest here in the region. but we can't rule out a damaging wind threat as well. So a couple of different options of severe weather. Now tomorrow that slides to the east, and we've got a big batch of severe weather tomorrow that's likely going to be especially just south of Nebraska, but still a large portion of the area here going to experience a marginal to a slight and then even an enhanced risk of severe weather. Again, primary threats tonight going to be hail, though, in our area. Tomorrow, when you get on the bus, partly cloudy. We're going to be in the 40s. On the way home, mostly cloudy, windy, and 60. So cooler tomorrow than where we're at today. Tonight, watch Futurecast, a few isolated showers and storms. Then right about midnight, 1 o'clock, you see that band of storms that forms. They form right in the eastern portions, central portions of the Panhandle, and then slide to the north and east. So that's going to put this general vicinity under the gun for some of the heavier rains tonight. And we'll see if we get that to form a little further west. But right now it looks like areas along that Highway 385 corridor and east. Lows going to be in the 40s to near 50. Now tomorrow that band of rain slides out to the east. We take a little bit of a break, a breather if you would, and then we see wraparound moisture come back in. Late Friday into Saturday, another round of some wraparound showers and storms can't be ruled out tomorrow night. And then we clear out a little bit for Saturday. Still going to be quite windy here, though, Friday into Saturday. 60s across the area tonight or tomorrow for highs. Now, this is over the next 36 hours. We're looking for rainfall totals maybe up to an inch or two in some areas, which would be very beneficial. But I think we have more rain coming on the horizon. Here's the next 4 days of the European model. These areas in blue are over an inch. So anywhere you see blue forecasting an inch or more, some of these areas here in this purple and even this red shaded area, those are 3, 4, 5 inches of rain possible from this model over the next 4 days. Now the American model, very similar, maybe a little bit further to the west with some of that inch plus rains. But the good news is both models pretty consistent on showing some rain, especially in the starved areas here of western and central Nebraska. Thunderstorms early tonight, a few strong, then partly cloudy late, lows around 46. For tomorrow, cloudy, windy, a stray shower or storm can't be ruled out. We'll be in the 60s. Stronger winds late Friday night into Saturday. That's when we have the high wind watches out. Rain develops late Sunday and into Monday, and that's where I think we're going to get the majority of our rain if we get it here in western Nebraska. Then you'll notice some late-day showers around Tuesday and then into Wednesday and some more showers into Thursday. So good news is we do have some shower chances here across the region for a good portion of next week.
Morrill County Community Hospital and the behavioral health providers are here to help. Amber Dean specializes in mental health care, which includes medication and therapy across a person's lifespan. Melody Lacey helps people deal with a wide range of behavioral problems, from depression and anxiety to child psychiatry. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time. At Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska. Exceptional care right here at home.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
One of the top basketball prospects in the state has committed. Last night on social media, Bridgeport star Ruthie Loomis Girdle announced she's committed to the Colorado Buffaloes.
I've been talking to them for a long time. I got out for a visit, I think it's close to 2 weeks ago now. And I knew it was right. That's what people always tell you is like, when you know, you know. And that's how I felt. Like it's just a really good fit for me.
This past season, the 6'3" junior averaged 20 points per game to go along with 7 rebounds and 3.5 block shots per outing, and helping lead the Bulldogs to the C2 state title game, really under no time crunch to make this decision this soon. Still her senior year in front of her, the Buffs made a big impression.
for me and for most other people going through the process, like relationships are the biggest thing, and their staff is amazing. Like they have the realest staff that I've met, and I've met a lot of really amazing coaches through this process, but they have great relationships with their players besides basketball, and that's something that's really important to me. That, you know, they're a Pac-12 school, and I think that they play really tough teams every night, and they have a really good program, and they're headed in the right direction.
With this decision made, the dominant Loomis Girdle will now turn her attention to getting back to Lincoln and winning that elusive state championship next year.
Everybody's ready to go now. If we could start the season tomorrow, we would. And I think that it's my senior year, it's Mackenzie's senior year. We have a couple other seniors who are going to be coming back from injury and that type of thing. So I think everybody is just super excited and motivated to be back to where we were and hopefully end up with a different result this year. So we're ready to get back to work.
Bridgeport star basketball player Ruthie Loomis Girdle committing last night to the Colorado Buffaloes. There's baseball in town today and this weekend for the WNCC Cougars. Today hosting Southeast Community College in a doubleheader at Cleveland Field. They'll be home this weekend to play McCook to wrap up the regular season. Doubleheader planned for tomorrow and then one game scheduled for Sunday. For Cougar softball, they'll close out regular season play with a 4-game road series at conference leading McCook. 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday, and then both the softball and baseball squads, they'll be heading to postseason after this weekend with Region 9 postseason play coming up. And tomorrow at the radio sports desk, I'll recap some girls and boys soccer for Scottsbluff, along with the Western Conference boys golf invite today hosted by Shadron. That is the latest today from right here at the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
The 5055E from John Deere features the value of choice with a cab or open station, 2-wheel drive or mechanical front-wheel drive, and transmission options. In addition to easy-to-use controls and loader compatibility, all of this is backed with a 5-year powertrain warranty. The only thing easier than owning a 5E is operating one. See your John Deere dealer for details.
Visit 21st Century Equipment with locations in Scottsbluff, Torrington, Bridgeport, and Alliance. Developing solutions, delivering success.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. The Community Calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. First State Bank is now Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the same people you know and trust.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, Frodo, the Scottsbluff County Sheriff's Office K-9, will receive a bullet and stab protective vest thanks to a charitable donation from a Massachusetts-based nonprofit organization. Within the next 8 to 10 weeks, a vest for Frodo that is specially embroidered with a memorial of a K-9 from Arkansas will be delivered courtesy of Vested Interest in K-9s. The mission of the organization, which was established in 2009, is to provide custom-fitted bullet and stab protective vests and other assistance to dogs of law enforcement and related agencies throughout the country. The company has provided more than 4,600 vests to canines in all 50 states, and a single tax-deductible donation of $960 can sponsor one vest valued at about double that amount. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.